All right, what's up, folks? So today is October 28th, 2024, and I've got an exam today. Today I'm going to do an exam. I'm going to try to put everything together for a strategy. Put it all together from start to finish. I probably do everything except for like back testing and that kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes. But I was working on putting something together here recently, and I realized a lot of error of my ways. So I'm going to kind of fumble through this, but I said, you know what? I could fumble through it by myself, and then I could get with you guys, or you can see me fumble. And yeah, I opted for the second one. See me fumble. And again, I may not get this figured out today. Now I will get it figured out. That's a definite. But I may not get it figured out today. So we're there we go. Right, so we're good there. Let's well. I am trying to get out of everything. Trying to pull up a my tablet so I can show you like there we go. There we go. All right. There we go. Okay. All right. So you can still hear me. Good. Good deal. Let me go back to this. Wow. Wow. And then we'll go to this. And okay. All right. So all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to establish some criteria for what we're going to do with the script. Then we're going to put the script together. We have 20 minutes until the closing time of the normal institutional trading hours. But for futures, you know, it'll go on until 5 o'clock. Then you have a break from 5 to 6 o'clock, and then it'll continue trading on. So hopefully I can get this done fairly soon so that I can actually test it live. I want to be able to do that. And let's see. Let's go to the 1 minute time. Let's go to somebody's 1 minute time frame. 1 minute. Let's do this on the 5 minute time frame. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the idea here is for the program and everything to come together, not necessarily for me to put together a magnificent script that makes millions of dollars. That's not what I'm doing right now. Okay, but there's wanting to do something funny. There we go. All right. 5 minute. Zoom out. We're going to screenshot this, then we'll move it over to our tablet, and then we'll mark it up, and then we'll see what we can do. Y'all know I got to get comfy. Well, this workspace is causing some troubles here. I'm off to a bad start. 5 minutes into the exam and I can't even get started. Golly gee whiz. All right, come on here. All right, this desktop seems to be working just fine. So I'll tell you what, We're gonna do it on this desktop. This is what happened today. All right. Let's open a new ES. All right, we're already on it, so let's move to the 5-minute time frame. All right, so from the 5-minute time frame, and I technically could do it right here on the screen. However, it doesn't go as easy as if I do it on the tablet. All right, so we're gonna go down here, long hold. Paste, lock it. All right, I don't know why it's not giving you the full screen here. You know what? I do know why, because I need to make it larger. There we go. All right. All right, so I think for this test, what I'm going to end up doing is we will look for, I'm going to look for like this break here. All right, see that break? I'm going to look for a swing low. I'm going to look for those breaks. But I really want this break, though. So I don't know what the volume is like here. Let's do it this way. All right, so this bullish candle took out 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. That high went over 4 candles. The high from the pivot. So once we got a swing low, the next bullish candle took out 4 highs. The next higher high took out 4 highs. All right. So if we went here, we say that's a swing low, and that next, well, this candle actually makes the swing low. So this next candle here would be the next higher high, and it also took out 1, 2. As far as highs, it took out 1, 2, 3 highs, 4 highs. It did take out 4 highs. Okay. All right. How about this swing low? The next bullish candle would be this one, and this candle, this high took out 1, 2, 2. Well, including this one, it took out 3. This one would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, not including the pivot one. Okay, we're not going to include the pivot candle. This would be the pivot. This is the next bull. So this one actually wouldn't have fired off here. Interesting. All right, well then let's just do that. The exam will be, or my choice for the condition will be to find a swing low, and it'll be to find a swing low, and then the next bullish candle that has a high higher than the, well, that just has the next higher high. If the high takes out, we're going to see how many candles this high takes out of the preceding candles. And if it's 1, 2, 3, 4 or better, then we're going to take an entry. All right. That is it. All right, let me get a little bit of music going. I'm going to try to, I mean, if anybody comes in the room, you can be, feel free to make any comments or ask me anything. For those who are not on right now, sorry, but at the same time, when I do these again, you can certainly hop on, comment or whatever. Meantime, if you don't understand what's going on, you probably need to go back to around the 5-6 minute mark so that you can see exactly what it is that I'm coding for. And I'm just going to get to coding. I probably won't describe a whole lot of it. Yeah, I probably won't describe a whole lot of it. I'm going to get it busy. I'll describe the parts that I get hung up on, I'm sure. Let's see if I can put something up. Chat with me if you have a... Let me just put it on the chat. If you'd like me to discuss, let me see. All right. I don't know how come I can't see this. Typically you can see this when you're typing it. So that's probably got some typos, but all right, so there's gonna be show me. All right. Okay. So we need to swing low. That input swing. Swing low, low. This is a function that I have for swing low. Swing low of swing strength is greater than 0. So that's swing low, M swing low. M swing low be equal to SL swing strength. I'm not sure if I really need all of that, but because I really do like finding when price breaks a prior swing. Okay, so if we do have a swing low, if we have a new swing low, that's gonna be our first condition. So module level, thank you, Steve. Module level condition 1, module level condition 2. 3 loss. Okay, so if swing strength is greater than 0, check for. So I was using an M for my methods, but I switched to an X. So we're doing the begin X. Check for it's a method. Okay, so once we have the swing low, we're going to have that many bulls on the opposite side. So we have a swing low strength, whatever it is. So say it's 4. Back 3 bars in order to see what is this next bar here. See, so we have a swing low. Say the swing low. I don't know which one is going to be considered swing low. If it's going to be this one or this one. Tell you what, let's plot it. Let's see what we get. Jesus. Plot it. I swing strength to go. It's going to be the low of I swing strength. Okay, so it's going to be on this bar right here. So if we're going back, I swing strength bars, then this would be, let's say 3 bars ago. I don't know. Plot 2. I'm going to plot the low at 3 bars ago. Yeah, so 3 bars ago. So you're gonna do the swing strength minus the swing strength, whatever it is, minus 1. So this number happens to be 4 minus 1 gives us 3. So we're gonna go, and then that'll give us the next bar after the pivot bar. All right, so once we find that, we want to see if that's a bool. Okay, so we're gonna say if it's a bool. If it's a bool of 3 bars ago and high of 3 bars ago equals max list of, is going to be the maximum of that 3rd bar. Doesn't need to be higher than all 3 or 4. I mean, it does need to be higher than all 3 or 4, but it doesn't need to be sequential or anything like that. So, excuse me. We'll do a count if. And count if, let's see, high of that 3rd bar is greater than I feel like we need to do a loop here. Eesh. Okay, we're going 0 to 4. And we're not going to go, we're not going to look at this pivot low, so we're not going to look at the one just before it. But everyone after that. And these count up, so so we're looking at 3. So this is 3 here. This will be 4. This will be 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we want to skip 4. So count if high of 3 of our ago is greater than high of 3 plus. We don't want to do the 4th one. That'd be 1. So we'd go plus 2. That'd be 5. So 5. That'd be 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll go to 5. So for IDX equals 2 to 5, which will give us 4 bars to look at. IDX. And so this wouldn't just be a 4. This would be, I think this would be a while statement. So to just keep going from, and then it would be in order at that point. We'll see what it looks like, but at least it'll work for this specific situation. Like I said, you could always modify it, but I haven't done a while statement in a while. While count if we just make this a generic value 1. So we'll say while, and here we need to start the start IDX equal to 2, because normally when we do it within a loop, you know, we modify it as we go. We modify it from the start here, but we're not doing that with a while. So we go ahead and start IDX is equal to 2. Then actually we're going to start at yes, 2, 5. Market close. I get distracted by that. Okay, so while value 1 this wouldn't even be a value 1. We wouldn't even need to count if here. If high is greater than high of 3 or 3 ago is greater than high of 3 plus IDX, then condition 1 equals true. We'll start off condition 1 being false. And this is local because it's just staying right inside of the variable, the method here. This is Boolean. Okay, so condition 1 is equal to false. My value 1 start off as true. While condition 1 is equal to true, again, if high is greater than high of 3, then condition 1 is equal to true. Else condition 1 is equal to false. And then we will say, yeah, so all right, so that's higher than that. Condition 1 is equal to true, else condition 1 is equal to false. And then we're going to do IDX plus equals 1. If IDX equals, if we get through IDX getting to be five, 6, 3. We're on 3 bars ago. So we skipped 4, we went to 5, so we go to 5, 6, 7, 8. If IDX is equal to 8, then again, so two things. Condition 2 is equal to false, so we'll go ahead and stop the we'll stop the loop. Also, we will actually we can just do a return, because at that point we'll be out of the whole thing. Then again, condition 2 is equal to false, return true. I'm going to return here Boolean. I could have done it that way. I could have just said, while IDX is less than or equal to 8, and that way we know that we won't end up getting stuck in an infinite loop. While IDX is less than or equal to 8, because here by 8 we will get out of the loop, and if IDX equals 8, then we're going to return true out of the whole method, which is cool. And if we get to now, I want that to be while true. While IDX is less than 8 and condition 1 is equal to true. There we go. Or I could have done the repeat. I probably should have done the repeat statement. I could have just repeated a statement until IDX is equal to 8 or condition 1 is equal to 8. While IDX less than equal to 8 and condition 1 is true, okay. All right, I think that works. All right, so if IDX is equal to 8, then begin condition 2 is equal to false. Begin condition 2 is equal to false. Return true. Okay, and if we get through all this and we didn't get to the end, we didn't get to IDX equaling 8, then we're going to return false. That we didn't get a large bull that crossed all these. My goodness. All right, so if we have a new swing, then if this is true, we're going to plot. Okay, so let's not plot these. If check for bool is true, plot 3. I'm going to plot the low of I swing strength to go. Actually, -1. That'll plot it at that bool. So I swing strength to go, -1. Boom. However, that's not right. It's close. All right, you see this right here? This fires. All right, so this fires. This one fires. But it looks like they're all firing. If then plot 3, I swing strength -1. Condition 1 is equal to true. Starts off as equal to true. Okay, IDX starts off as equal to 2. And while IDX is less than or equal to 8. Condition 1. True. Starts off as true. Again, if high of 3 ago is greater than high of 3 plus IDX, so we start off third one being greater than the fifth one. This third one being higher than the fifth one. Then condition 1 is equal to true. IDX plus equal. IDX is equal to 8. False. One is false, so it wouldn't come back through the loop anyway, but we're going to return true end. We get through all this and we haven't gotten to 8. We haven't exited the method with a positive find, then we're going to return false. Looks right to me. All right, so this one passed, the high passed 1, 2, 3, 4. This one worked. This one, this high passed 1, 2. It didn't pass the third one though. All right, and this high didn't pass that one. Getting off to a tough start here. That's why it's an exam. This was supposed to be easy. I didn't think I'd get hung up here though. Well, I didn't plan on making anything too difficult, but I enjoy it. All right. However, I could change this and do it with a repeat statement, but I don't want to. I want to figure out why this doesn't work. I have 3 to go. Ah ha ha ha. I know what it is. If high is greater than 3 to go, if high of 3 to go is greater than high of 3 plus index to go, then condition 1 equals true. And you just say else condition 1 is equal to false. Again, you got to remember, guys, Booleans, at least when they're worded like this, it's more like a switch. If you disregard this and you just look at all this part here, if this is true, then it turns it on. It doesn't say anything about turning it off. And this part is only executed if this part is true. So it doesn't even see this otherwise. So it can't like turn it off. It doesn't even see this part. But because we have an else statement here, if this is not true, it doesn't do the then, it skips to the else. So boom, there we go. All right, here we are. Now, we got a little bit of a conundrum here. This one here, this high cross 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one works. This high here across 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one works. This one, which we were expecting, right? No, okay. What's happening here is that I think this was our swing low. This first one was our swing low. And this next bar is a bull. It's not a bear. We said that it had to be... Oh, we took the bull out right there. But either way, if we're looking at this guy here, this being the next bar, this high doesn't cross either of these. But if we say that if we get a swing, now that's how we can make it a little bit more complicated, which is technically what I said in the first place. I don't want to make it this complicated, but let me do what I said I was going to do. That's the whole point of the exam. All right, so we're going to do, once we have found the swing low, then we're going to look for the next bull. The next bull that has a high over the pivot bar. So if we have a swing that's greater than, so if we have a new swing low, then we're going to say flag for bull equals true. Otherwise, flag for bull starts off at 10 o'clock. I see that I'm not going to get done with this by 5 o'clock or in time enough to check it out. All right, so flag for bull is equal to true. If flag for bull is equal to true and bull, then we want to check for bull. But at that point, we also need to be figuring out how many bars back that swing low was. I mean, we could use a simple counter, so flag for if a bull is equally true. Okay, so now we go back to check. Now we want to put in here what the count is, so we can see how many bars back we gotta go. So that number of bars back will be this will be count minus 1. We'll make this integer count. We'll call this count minus 1. So this also will be count minus 1, and then plus your index. I think that'll work. Does not work. Does not work. Counts. And we'll make that an inch. Boom. That's not right. Not quite. Looks good on the chart though. Got a couple, 3 good places. All right. Because what we're saying is, once we have the swing low, we're interested in this candle here. There's gonna be spot 3. Oh, wait a minute. High of not count minus 1. This is swing strength minus 1. I believe yeah, that's it. Okay. All right, you see what I did there? All right, so no, we're still not getting this one. But so this bar here, this one does cross over the 1, 2, 3, 4 bars before it. This one here, after the swing low, we get this next bull here. So the bull isn't talking about. Oh, yeah. Oh, I get it. Because when you find a swing, so this is your swing. When you find the swing, you find it out here. And so now you're starting to ask the chart, okay, look for the next bull. Well, the next bull is right here, right? But when you find the swing low out here, you've got to be asking the chart to go back, because the swing low is here, but it took you 1, 2, 3, 4 bars of strength to find it. So at this point, your calculations are coming from this bar, this bar, this bar forward. Okay, so now this bar is the next bar with the bull. So that's going to be the problem. All right, so what we need to say is, if we have the swing low, then it's like we need to look back X number of bars. We start forwards or backwards. We're going to do a loop, and we're going to say, hey, once we find that new swing, find next bull. And the bull might not even be in that, right? So if you have this swing low, well, you should have a bull in there somewhere, right? You gotta have a bull, because if this is your lowest point, I mean, it could gap up and down, gap up and down, gap up and down, and now you have several lows that are higher than this low here. But it's not likely to happen that way. So we're going to imagine that over these next 3 or 4 bars, over the I swing strength, that we will have a bullish candle. And then we just have to determine whether or not it's this bullish candle, this high is greater than this. All right, so we got to figure out how many bars ago this happens at. All right, so if we have, if we want to find the next bull, then we're going to go up here. We're going to do a method. All right. So we're going to do a loop. And we're going to start from farthest away, work back to us. So our index is going to start high and then go back low. So for IDX is equal to I swing strength. And this is something I had to learn. Normally, you know, when you do these loops, I go from this to this. When you're counting down, you don't go from 5 to 1. You go from or for this amount down to. So the word, instead of the word to, the word is down to. All right, so down to 0. Again. And so I think this is where we then look for the check for bull, which is unfortunate because we already put some stuff into this and we got a count in there and everything. All right, so at this point, we want to count, we want to evaluate essentially what check for bull is. Actually, I didn't even use count in here anywhere. Our next bull. Harder than it looks, guys. Harder than it looks. I technically don't need the flag for bull either. Well, that's fine. All right, so for find next bull, how many bars ago? So when we first get this strength, we first get the swing low, we're going to find the next bull. So this is going to tell us how many bars ago bull happen. So we can make this bars bull bars ago is equal to find next bull. It's going to return an integer. Bull bars ago. Okay. All right. And so now from for IDX of ascending strength down to 0, if bull and high is greater than high, if bull of that IDX and high of IDX is greater than high of IDX plus 1, then return IDX. Else, return I know you got to return something. No, let me do it without returning anything. Very good. Okay, so right. All right, so return. That's going to give us the how many bars ago the bull happened at. So now we're going to take that bull bars ago, which will be the historical bars reference, and then flag for bull is also true, and count is equal to 1, so it starts the flagging and everything. But if this is greater than 0, that's greater than or equal to 0, then bull bars ago is equal to x find next bull. Okay, and then we can still flag for things if we need to check for a bull thereafter. So this is automatically going to be true. If flag for bull and x and bull bars ago is greater than 0, or bull that's just to reset bull bars ago. That's to reset flag for bull. Now if check for bull is equal to true, what are we referencing? We're referencing how many bars ago actually, the way I have this set up, this wasn't doing anything anyway. Flag for bull wasn't doing anything anyway. Because all this is happening on the same bar that we found a new swing low. So we just go right into asking if in this last 4 bars, if we have a bull that was greater, that had a higher high. And check for bull. Okay, so now check for bull will be going from IDX equals IDX is less than or equal to 8. IDX is going to start with 2. And the 2 all right, the swing strength this is what happens when you operate on 2.5 hours of sleep. All right, if high of I swing strength if high of how many bars ago we found so we're gonna go bull bars ago. Bars ago, greater than bars ago. Bars ago. Now we need to, no matter where that was at, now we need to skip. Okay. The skip will be the strength. The high I swing strength plus IDX. Four. IDX is equal to 4. So if the high of bars ago is, and that stays the same, it kind of becomes like a constant, is greater than the high of the swing strength, because wherever you got when you found your new swing, you're just stopping there and you're executing all these things. So the swing strength should be back to here. So you're taking that swing strength and then you're just adding whatever's in the index. 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's higher than it, then condition 1 is equal to true, else condition 1 is equal to false. And then you're going to add 1 to the index. And then if index equals 4, so if you get to the end of the length that you're looking for, which would be 4, then again, we're going to go ahead and say, you go ahead and reset condition 1 equal false. You don't really have to reset it because it's a local variable, so it's going to be reset anyway. Turn true out of this method, and you can end it. Otherwise, if you never make it to the end of this, then you're just going to return false. So come back down here. If check for bool, putting in bool bars ago is equal to true. We're going to plot how long ago. We're going to plot I swing. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and then plot for false. Okay, good. Boom. Looks good to me. All right, looks good to me. Although, man, I tell you, I'm bad. I'm I am bad. I am very picky. I won't give myself a passing grade if it's not a passing grade. All right, so you see here we have this after we find this is the pivot low. So 1, 2, 3, 4 bars ago, we find that. So this might show up here, but really we're on this bar. We'll be on this bar when this shows up. Okay, so if that makes any sense to you. All right, and so then we're saying that this bar that happened after the pivot low, this high passed the high of 1, 2, it should be 3, 4 bars. This high passed 1, 2. That one also did 2, only 2. This one did 1, 2, 4. This one did. All right, why are we getting between a 2 and a 4? This one passed 1, 2, 3, 4. At any rate, like I said, these are not terribly indicative of good play because you're on this bar when it shows up. Do you take this entry? I mean, do you take this entry here? You get that signal? I don't know. All right, so condition 1 is equal to true. IDX 1. While IDX is less than or equal to 4, and condition 1 is true. High bars ago. Bull bars ago. Greater than the high. Or true. Something's screwy. Oh, sorry. All right. Find X bull is greater than or equal to 0, then bull bars go equals find X bull, which is here. IDX for IDX equals I swing strength. Bars ago, bull and bull here back if it's bullish candle high is greater than the high of candle is greater than the high index. Turn IDX. I need to reset bull bars go either way, if we find or if we don't find it. Reset. Man. All right. Freak. Might have to make this into part 2 because I won't be able to get this done before it's time for the daggone market to shut down for a while. This sucks. And I bet it's going so slow now I can't get any orders in anyway. And unfortunately, I do not want to move on without having iron this out. Count is greater than or equal to 1, then we're going to add 1 to it. And if we got a swing low of strength is greater than 0, so we do have an actual swing low, then we're going to first look for the find next bull that's greater than 0. It could be 0 because it could be that very last third bar or fourth bar. Greater than or equal to 0, then bull bars go is equal to 4. And also at this point, flag. So is equal to 1 at this point. Oh, I see one thing. Count needs to be reset. Reset to 0. Count reset there. 4 bars goes. Greater than true. If check for bull bars ago. Count needs to be reset every time we get a new swing. I mean, that's true. I don't know if that solves the problem, but that's true. It solves the problem. Damn. All right. I mean, I could go for this to get the exam done, but it won't be right. I know it won't be right. I'm not going to turn it in half done. All right. Count is equal to 1. Flag for bull is equal to true. Don't even need the flag for bull anymore based on the way that we've decided to look at this. Again, this one shouldn't fire off though, so whatever we're doing wrong, this one is a part of it. My IDX less than or equal to 4. IDX. put bars ago in here. High of bars ago. Greater than the high. I think the problem is going to be here. Problem is going to be here. High of bars ago is greater than the high of icing. That or this is wrong. This is erroneous. I swing strength plus IDX. I think one thing is that I'm talking about condition 1 being true, else false here, and then I'm still adding the index, and then I still allow it to return true if it made it to 4, which technically it could be an index of 4, but this not be true. But since we're already in an index of 4, this will return true. So it's got this has got to, at this point, this has got to say if index equals 4 and condition 1 equals true, then boom. Okay, so when we tapped at that time, we did lose this. Okay, I'll go for that. I'm not gonna look too much harder now. All right, get the music back on. Let's go. All right, I got 10 minutes to do nothing. All right, so let's go to the toolbox. We're gonna bring up a replace ticket. We're gonna do an order ticket. We're gonna do a accounts provider, a positions provider. I don't know if we need an orders provider. Let's do orders provider. Hope we don't need that. This stuff starts getting a little bit complicated. I'll show you. Order sends order ticket, bracket order ticket. Do we have a regular order ticket? Yeah, we got a regular order ticket. All right, let's make this bigger. Woo! I love getting to the bottom of stuff. I really do. I really do. Like the RT, place ticket. We're not gonna do much with that right now. We just go here to order ticket. This will be OT, symbol. This will be future account. Let's make that input. And then we'll do a one statement that takes care of all that. I'm gonna buy. All right, so that's the order ticket. All right, the order sent. We need a bracket order ticket. Oh, we already have one. Symbol. Get account ID. Feature. I should have just did get account ID for the other one. Action. It's going to be sell on both sides. But at the top, we're going to do a stop limit. At the bottom, we're going to do a stop market. That. T. The top, the price style will be parent plus. So to just give us a number of ticks away from where we're at. The target limit offset will go 8 ticks. We'll go 12 ticks. We'll adjust this later, but 12 ticks at the top, and then we'll go 6 ticks at the bottom. So the stop protection offset will be 6 ticks, so it'll be a 1 to 2. Style parent plus. All right, and then one other thing that we have to do is say come down here to our one statements. Once block begin end, so we're gonna do OSOT which one? I forget the one. Order ticket ot dot count is equal to get count ID, and then osot dot secondary ticket's not coming up. That's because we got to use namespaces. We're dealing with these tickets and whatnot using, I think, ts data dot trading. For good measure, let's use EL system, EasyLanguage system. OSOT, which we didn't even name it yet. That's the problem. OSOT. Okay, so the primary ticket, we're gonna name it OT, order ticket. And for the secondary ticket, OSOT dot OSOT dot secondary tickets plus equals BOT, which is bracket order ticket. Okay, so now we got AP for accounts provider. Load is going to be true. All right, then position provider. All your providers, you have to load them. So change that load equal to true. PP for position provider. Don't need any filters there. Orders provider, same thing. OP. Yes, you have to load it. All your providers, you got to load. Okay, let's verify. So no errors there. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a couple checks. So we're going to say, so if we get down here, when we plot, instead of just plotting, we're going to take an entry. So let's do X take entry. So that's going to be a method. Void X take entry. And method void check. Okay, trade. All right, so we want to check if it's okay to trade. If X okay to trade, then we can do this other stuff. All right, what do we need for it to be okay to trade? We want to check minimum balance. We want to check no position on. We want to check daily loss. Okay, so for minimum balance, we're just going to say we'll just do it like this. We'll say if, so now we go to accounts provider AP dot account, and the account we can go with the string ID, input account account, if AP if account dot real time cash balance is greater than or equal to input minimum balance, and that's when you come down here. So minimum balance, we'll say a minimum balance of $4,000, and we'll say account will be our sim account, sim 2374789F. Case sensitive, as I believe. All right. Okay, so we checked the minimum balance. Now let's check that we have no position. So we're going to use the position provider for that. And so we started here with an if, and then we had an and. So here we'll just say and positions provider dot try position of symbol and account. Symbol and account, and if it has something, it will return an object. If it doesn't have anything, that'll be null. So pp.try position equal to null, and daily loss. So daily loss, we need to look at the real-time cash balance. and AP dot account of I account dot real time cash balance minus AP dot account of I account dot beginning day cash balance is greater than, and this is one thing that I learned earlier today. You know, this will give you a number, but you know, say you say, oh, I lost $800. Well, it's not like 800, it's like minus 800. So you want to be greater than minus, say, $4,000. I don't know. We'll change it. I max loss is greater than. Well, if we put a minus in front of it, then we don't need to worry about putting a negative. So I don't know which way you want to do it. Max loss. We'll call max loss of $4,000. So if this minus that is greater than a negative loss there, then return true. Else return false. This is going to be a boolean. What we're going to return. If okay, the trade should be true. Then we're going to take the trade. So S. But one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to assign the order that we send to an order. So we'll do variable orders sent order. And so sent order is equal to SOT.send. I think that's it. Orders sent order. I think you can put anything here. If X okay to trade, then trade. Send is true. Got to put true in here if you're doing orders, positive, a plural. If it's just a single order, then you just need order. All right, so it's after 5 o'clock. I did get a chance to get over the finish line before being able to kind of trade it live here. So I'm going to just kind of finish this up, and then when 6 o'clock hits, I will try it then. All right, so method void, take orders, take trade, then begin set order. True. What else? That should put us a bracket order. And again, I can't really look at the rest of this until I get onto the live situation, so I can see what's going on. And balance. Okay, I mean, it looks good. Like I said, the only other thing I want to do right now, something I was working on earlier today, was like a trailing stop, which unfortunately, the way that I looked at the trailing stop, I couldn't tell that it actually automatically trails. It let me do a replace ticket, but it did a replace ticket and put it in position, and it didn't keep moving either way. So kind of a waste, if you ask me. Let's just see what it looks like on the screen. Inputs account. All right, then of course you have to come over here to edit studies. Once you open it up, general, and then you hit enable order placement objects. Now another thing that I had, I don't say I had issues with earlier, but I kind of realized when I wasn't getting the results that I was looking for is that you got to remember, especially if you're working on a tick time frame, well, particularly if you're working on a tick time frame, that you need to put things as inch-bar persists, right? And then the other thing about that is that when you're working with some of these like verifications and trying to make sure that you are getting into the position that you want to be in, when you want to get into it, you need to make sure that that you have a firm understanding about when these things run, right? So if you're working on a tick chart, and something happens with your order, and there was no tick exactly when it happened, then it's almost like the chart doesn't even see it. It doesn't see what happened. Like if you're asking for an order to update you if the order is in the sending phase, which is, you know, the issue that I had. If you wanted to update you if the order is in the sending phase, then you may not get that notification when you're going tick by tick. But what you end up doing is you go over here to your orders provider, and then you go to events, double tap updated, and then the updated will give you active representation. And okay, but I think everything that I've got here will be satisfactory. Like I said, with the exception of what I did earlier, was I was looking for there to be the order in the position, and once the order was in position and the state moved from sending to sent, then I could work on sending a replacement order ticket. So it kind of looked like this. All right, but then I didn't use the update, so I'm going to try to use the update now. So we're going to say orders provider. I could do state change at this point. We'll go state change. So now you got to work and you got to figure out what's the sender, what's the argument, and all that kind of stuff. So the sender is typically the object that's sending the information, and the args is like parameters and information about what was sent. But there's information that you can find on both of them, right? So if you do sender args, say if you type args dot, it'll give you different information like what's the new state, what's the old state. If you type in sender and then you hit dot, you don't get much there. So we need to figure out what the order is. I see that we got a OP state change. That's fine. Order provider state change. But we need to know who the sender is. Orders provider. What about updated? Updated. Not much going on there either. You know what? So, man, I can see the order updated using that a lot more than the state change. I'm not even sure what I do with the state change there. But you see when you type in args for this order updated, it's got message, order, order ID, reason, state, symbol. So it's got your state there too. So I'm not sure where you use the state change at. But here you can find out the order as well. So all right, I'm already trying to make it more complicated than what I've made it before, and just barely got through that. So here I am trying to do something else. So we're going to do args.order, and this wouldn't have any index because this will be an updated order of just one order. So whatever that order is, here you can find the order ID. Okay. This goes back to what I was doing a couple weeks ago, months ago, where when you go to bracket order provider, bracket order, and then you can give it a name. I feel like there was another, I'm not sure if it was tag text. Maybe it was. But that's where you go to args.order order name. So I say if args.order name is equal to DOT and args.order.state equals now I want it to be the initial one. So once the initial order goes in, so the OT, the order name is OT, and args.order.state is equal to order state dot field. So that just says that an order was put in. You know that that trifecta was put in, right? So the order went in, and then the two brackets went in. So once all that goes together, then we want to check and see if the original order went in. Then we can go ahead and turn on the flag that allows us to put in a trailing stop if need be. So then flag trailing equals true. And because that can happen at any time, and not just on the final tick of a bar, we want to make this bar persist. Flag trailing bar persist. Flag trailing is going to be false. Flag trailing is equal to true. Okay, so down here, wherever, let's say if flag trailing equals true, and if you remember for our bracket order ticket, how far we had 12 ticks at the top and 6 ticks at the bottom. So that's what 12 divided by 4 is 3. That's 3 points at the top and 1.5 to the bottom. Okay, so flag trailing equals true and close, and this is going to be inch bar persist. So whatever tick is going on, the, that close, and close is greater than or equal to the average field price of that parent order. So if flag trailing equals true and where's the send order? Better put this out here. Put this in the module. Sent order is not equal to null. Then begin and okay. So now if we are okay to send the trailing updated order, trailing stop, and we do actually have orders on the chart. We've started putting orders. If the close is greater than or equal to sent order, so we got to pull from the sent order. We got to pull an order. We got to pull the parent order. So what's the index? It should be the most recent order because we don't have a bunch of orders in the. Oh, we don't have any orders on here. I wonder if we should use the orders provider for this. I think this is getting back to what we were looking at before. We might use the orders provider for this. But if close is greater than sent order, that order, the most recent one, the parent dot average field price plus. So if the price moves up 1.5 points, then X send trailing. So now you send your trailing order. Trailing, we don't have one for that. So let's make another method. Can you tell I love methods? I used to be so intimidated by methods, but I tell you what. I hope you didn't have to go through this entire video to get this nugget. But one nugget is that when you use methods, if you have an error in your program, it'll tell you it's within a method. It'll tell you what method it's within. But if you have it in the entire, main file component module, if you will, then you won't know where it's at. So I'm trying to see if I can find an error that shows me that the error is within a method. Yeah, here's one. So this is what I was working on earlier, right? So you see all these different errors down here, but this one says call stack high node version 3 mread file of the high node version 3. So the mread file, that method there, see that method there? That's where the error happened. And you see on this one, it says there was an issue with the main. That means the entire thing. So you don't know through all this, you don't know where your error was. But if you're using a bunch of methods, you can go right back to that specific method and find out where your error is. Here's one. See that method there? You see the open close parentheses? That's within the main, but this narrows it down. So that's a good way if you, like I said, if you have a large program. And this isn't necessarily a large program. I mean, it's large enough. It was more complicated earlier on, but if you have a large program, then debugging can be fair. All right, so where was I at? Stop for that. I stopped. We're talking about trailing order. Okay, so in order to send the trailing order, you'd want to replace which order. Now this part can be interesting because it's like, all right, well, which order needs to be replaced? Because remember, you have an original order, then you have a bracket order that has a protection order and a take profit order. So you have technically 3 orders hanging out, and you don't know which one to replace with this trailing. So turns out you need to use a little loop. 4x is equal to 0 to, and we'll do sent order dot count -1, because that tells you how many orders are in this sent order object. Remember to put your variables, declare your variables, which will make it IDX. So what are we going to do? How are we going to find out which order it is? Well, we know that as we're looking at the bottom order, that's the one that we want to move up. You can move up the top order too, right? I mean, if you got like a really large bull really quickly or something like that, you might want to move it up so that you can make room for it to keep running. So, sky's the limit. But here on the bottom side, you got the protection stop. So you have a stop price. All right, so we want to go through these 3 orders, and we want to say if, well, first, we'll take what's in the order and we'll assign it to an order. So we'll just have a single order called S order, single order. I don't know. All right, so as we're going through these 3 orders, we're going to assign, because those 3 orders are within this whole order object. And there might be a way that you can pull it out without assigning it to an individual order, but I don't know how to do that. Sent order of IDX dots. Maybe that's how you do it. I'm going to try that. So instead of using this, we're going to try that. All right, so sent order. So in this bucket of orders, we have 3 orders in here. So we're going to check through each one of them, running by the index, starting from 0 up to 3. All right, we're going to ask if the stop price is greater than or equal to 0, or greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, then we know that we've got the stop protection. If we're looking at an order that doesn't have a stop price, then it could either be the limit price or it could be the original ticket, the market price. So we got three orders with 3 different types of entries. Market entry to get in is 1, that's your entry order. And then for your bracket order, you got both a stop price at the bottom, you got a limit price at the top. So if the stop price so happens to be greater than 0, then I guess we can send that trailing order. So if sent order stop price is greater than 0, no, at that point we found the order that we want. We found the index for the order, because the index could be one of 3. It could be the 0th index, first, or second. So now that we found which index it is, we have a little block. We're going to assign, so we're still going to use this single order here. We're going to say, and you might not have to do it this way. You might be able to, because what you have to end up doing is you have to use this replace ticket or the RT. This replace ticket down here, RT dot where is the oh, I found it now. No, you put the replace ticket in the replace ticket section. Okay, so like I said, I don't know if you can do it with without pulling it out of this order bucket, but let's see. So we're gonna go to sent order, that order bucket, order of IDX dot replace. Oh, you can do it just from right there, and then we're gonna put RT right there. All right, verify. We got up here false. IDX order S order IDX IDX. This is an integer. Don't declare it in the method. For IDX is equal. All right, that shouldn't be nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah, begin. Okay, my fault. Begin. End. State change. I must have gotten rid of that. Yeah. I don't think I put anything in state change because state change. No, I know what it was. We had started state change, but we couldn't find that state change had the right parameters for the args portion. So we just muted it out. See that state change? We didn't use that. We used updated instead. So we have to go back here. It's funny like that. I mean, at least there are some fail safes, right? So if there is a method on your screen that is being called by one of these toolbox objects, then it'll tell you if it can't find it. So that was state change. That was orders provider. So we go here to events. That was state change. So we just delete that out. Come over here, delete this out, re-verify. Okay, method void. All right, now this is saying invalid method declaration inside main method. Typically, you'll get something like that when you're trying to, I believe when you're trying to declare something with inside a method. All right, so trade. Well, we didn't do this one, so. And I think the other thing I've seen is if you use something, some part of the body of the program inside before the methods are done. So all the methods have to go up here, right? You see method, up, method, 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 method. And then you, then after all your methods, then you can do the main body of your program, starting with a once block, which you typically do, and then you do all the rest of it. All right, but again, that's extra semicolon. You see it? You see that? Did you see that? After I declared my variables, I had an extra semicolon right here. Boom. Oh. And that caused me to have invalid method. Invalid method declaration inside the main method. So sometimes having nice, clean programs will help minimize errors for sure. But if anybody follows what I do, you know that I just try to get it all out, and then I'll go back and I'll clean it up. Depending on how long your program is, like this one has got a little bit of length on it. Sometimes by the time you get done with the program for hours, you don't feel like going back. And then some of the times, if you belabor the point about trying to make it nice and pretty and everything as you're going through it, you can't keep your thoughts linear enough to get it all out. So I tend to go to the former method. I get it all out, and sometimes I can't. I'll put it on Discord. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking on some of the programs sometimes, and that they work great, but because I don't know what I was thinking, or because I can't go back and like really logically follow what I did, it's almost useless because I can't modify it, I can't make it better, etc., etc. So try to find your happy medium. Try to find your happy medium. I have not found mine yet. Okay, so the word begins. So method voice and trailing begin or IDX. Okay. No semicolon required there. When you're starting your for statement piece. All right, what do we got here? If close is greater than or equal to, close that gap. Okay, all right, so no errors. All right, but all of a sudden my event log on my chart gave me an error. Object reference not set in this is an object. You see this? You see the error? You see, and this is what I was literally telling you about 10 minutes ago, right? When it comes to debugging and trying to figure out what's going on, if you have a problem with your main module of your program, or if it's something of one of your methods. You see here, it's telling me it's in my method. It's in the OP updated. It's in the method. But if it wasn't in the method, I wouldn't know where in the program was messed up. So now that I know this right here in this OP updated, now I got to figure this out. What's going on? All right. Well, it says object reference not set to this. Okay, so and the object would obviously be args.order. Args.order. Well, an easy way to go about that. Sometimes, trust but verify. I like to do that, right? So come back over here. Let's take this, clear this out. You hit erase, clear all those out. I'll come back over here. It's already verified, so that's fine. I'm gonna go back to the chart, turn it back on. Turn it back on, and then sure enough, the error pops back up. Okay, boom. So we know that we're not just dreaming stuff up. All right. So one of the things that you can do is you can say, you can just check to make sure that if there's an object before it runs through this. I mean, you can check for that, right? I'm still not sure why it's even doing an update when there's nothing being updated, because this is literally only referencing this. So this whole thing shouldn't be called unless we have an update, for which we will have args. We will have a sender. So what I'd say is, if, well, can we do sender not null? I don't feel like that's it either. I feel like I just ran into a pickle. If I can turn this on. Same error. All right. Now we need to pull out the textbooks. Now we need to decide if we're going to get extra credit or if we're going to get a failing grade. This is all practice stuff that I was doing from earlier. Oh, this chart is finally up. Okay. All right. Sorry, just got a little sidetracked there for a minute. Okay. So OP updated. Just click on this. Occurs when an order retrieved by the order provider is updated. Well, if that were true, when an order retrieved by the order provider is updated, if that were true, then we wouldn't have an error saying that there's no order associated with the argument. All right, so close greater than this. Sender is not null. All right, I tell you what. One thing I can do, I just comment all that out. Hit verify. Doesn't return anything, but for now, I just want to make sure that there's no error pop up. Oh, okay. All right, so do this. All right, logically. What's going on logically? Logically, we are saying that there's an order that's been updated. So when we get that, the user is asking that the order name of the order is equal to OT and that the state of the order I think we looked at this earlier and it has no index. It doesn't. Yeah. All right. Little hang up here. Args.order. Order name. I mean, it's clearly not it. I wonder what bar this is being printed on. It's printing on the first bar? Yeah, I feel like it's printing on the first bar and then it's giving us the error right away. And technically, this is only supposed to be updating if we have an order. Oh. Unless I have some active positions on. And then that pops up just as soon as the chart opens. I don't know. Something's a little screwy. Balance positions. Everything is flat. Okay. right, so I'm gonna mute this out and then reprint it. And you see it printed bar number 1 like 3 times. Which I know that the chart goes through a series of, it'll run the chart and find enough bars to figure out what the max bars back setting is, and then it'll rerun the chart. So it'll at least run it twice. So we do know that. But 4 times. 4 times. This thing's updated 4 times. But on bar number 1, on the first bar, that's weird. This is there's something going on here that I don't understand. So I think what I'll do is, instead of loading the orders provider right away, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say if get app info AI real-time count equals 1. So we're on a real-time bar. Then once we're going to op.load. We'll load the orders provider once the once we're on live bars. So not on that first bar. That first bar is a historical bar. This last bar though is not. All right, so we ran that. You know what? Instead of doing a real-time bar, because this is not a real-time bar here, because this was the last bar at 5 o'clock. Now it's 5:40. So we're just going to say it's the last bar on the chart. I have a fancy function called last X. All right. Now you see when I ran at that time, if we're on the last bar on the chart, then we're going to load the orders provider. You see the bar number that's being printed here. So it only ran on the 4,407th bar. So now I got a fancy feeling if I let that fly. Oh no, it still didn't work. Still says that object reference not set to this. All right, just for, I mean, this is the part where you learn. So one of the things that you can do is you can take out, so I have 2 components here. So I got args order name and the args order state. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take out one of them. I don't know which one or both is the issue. Took that out. I'll rerun it. And still a new error. All right, so I'm just going to unmute that. That one out. Put it back on. And I got it even quicker that time. Tell you, man. I tell you. All right, order name. Let's see. I think what I'm going to try is I'm going to assign sender to a order, and then I'm going to use that to pull the order name. All right. I don't think you should have to do this, but anyway, so variable, we're going to have an order, and it's going to be called update, update order. Close that out. Now we got our begin. Now, so before we come down here and we do anything with the args order name or anything like that, which, like I said, you ought to be able to do it right from the args, but let's do it from the order. Okay, so we're going to assign the sender. We're going to say up order is going to be equal to the sender. As type order. See if we can do it that way. And then we're going to say going to comment this one out. I'm going to copy that though. Paste that. Then we're going to say, all right, well, let's find the, now whatever order sent this information is now assigned to an order. We assign the sender as an order to a whole new order. So now we're going to say, all right, well, if the up order dot order name is equal to OT, da 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 da, and then we're going to say if the up order dot order state is equal to order state dot field, then da 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 da. Order dot, what is it, state? All right, so no errors there, just like before. We didn't have any errors, but now let's turn it on, see what happens. Still getting error. And it is the unable to cast object of type orders provider to. Okay. Because what's coming from here, from this orders provider, is an orders provider, not an order. But that's why you use this, use args to do this. Know what I'm saying? Args dot order. Try that. Try that. Nope. Still didn't like it. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Well, at this point, what shouldn't come into here? Alright, I'm gonna let that be loaded. Already did. Okay, is there a workaround? If we get an order updated, orders provider, we get an order updated. I'll tell you what. Let's just go to the help section. Haven't been here in a while, but that's okay. And see, this is talking about orders class. We're not even on the orders class. We're in the maybe technically we are orders provider. occurs when an order retrievable by the orders provider is updated. But again, if it's not retrievable for whatever reason, in accordance with this information, it should not be retrieved. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna check to see what the type is. All right, so this is the part of the debugging process that nobody loves. All right, so print sender dot like get type dot toString. Turn that off. That off. That fly. Orders provider. All right. We get that it's orders provider type, but what can we do with that? Let's get the type of the args. Updated order, updated event. Let's just ask what the state is. Unsent. Why are there 4? Why is it coming up that there's 4 updated events that there are unsent orders? Is that because this is probably a factor of the fact that we are in non-trading hours, and it's getting hung up with the orders provider because it can't go anywhere. It can't do anything because there's no, we're not doing trading hours. So in another 10 minutes, we'll find out. It says unsent. Okay. What happens if you print up order? What does that do? I imagine that's gonna give us an error. Yes, it did. It's allowing you to assign the orders, args order to up order, but it's not allowing you to reference anything about the order. I think that's because the order is been put together, but because it hasn't been sent. And that's one thing that I learned about orders over the last couple of weeks too, is it's almost like it's not even an order until it's sent, something like that. The program can't retrieve any information about it as an order until it's sent or something like that. It is something peculiar about orders. I will say that. I don't know all the odds and ends of it, but I guess I'm running into it again here now. I feel like there's a little bit different issue. The other part about that is when I was working on it before, I was working on it doing trading hours, and so I wasn't having this specific issue here. I feel like this specific issue here is related to the fact that we're not doing that the order can't go anywhere. Args.state. Mm-hmm. Yep, another error. And just a second ago, it was letting us print out stuff about the order, but without it being actual maybe sent to the network. It's not letting us do anything with the order. So that's kind of weird. I wish. I wish there was a way that I could explain it better or had a better understanding. But I need to figure out some way how, for, like I say, even if we get into a hang up or whatever the case, I need for it not to make this kind of an error. So if args.order.order name is equal to null, or is not null, then we can print that. Or it's not blank. Alright, let's try that. I'm trying to not get an error here. Got another error. I'm so over this. But in 4 more minutes, I'll be able to have some type of satisfaction. All right, so I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. But I didn't time it. I was curious about making some type of, I know people do the, what do you call it, Fibonacci retracement. I'm curious to make something like that that would just pop up randomly whenever a certain something happened. Trying to see if there's already anything called Fibonacci anything by TradeStation. I don't see anything, so I don't think 5 minutes is enough time for me to come up with that. But I love a challenge. All right, we're just going to do maybe 2 lines. Okay, so there's our highs. There are our highs. So I think what we want to do is we want to say if we have one of these highs, then we want to try to figure out what the retracement levels are. So first we're going to draw a level, a line at the high to our current bar. So we're going to have several bars. So draw lines. It's a method, so gotta go back to the top. Come on. All right, so we're gonna draw a horizontal line. No, actually, it will be a line. We'll draw a line. I guess we can use right extension. Oh, the market is going. All right, let's see what happens if I turn this exam back. Error still showed up. All right, so it's just me being dumb, and not something wrong with the program. I figured that. I figured it was me. Order. Arcs order. Orders provider. That's it, man. All right. I'm about to tap out. I give myself a 70. I've got to get through this part. And honestly, this is just extra. This stuff is extra for me. But it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. Gonna do that halfway stuff around here. Orders provider. Order updated event. Let's check that out. Oh, come on, TradeStation. It's the order that has been updated. That's not rocket science. Order updated event. That's what I did. I said up order is equal to args.order. lot. I don't know if it's his program or if it's the 2.5 hours of sleep. Up order is equal to ours. All right. I've not got it. I've got to gotta do something else to figure this out. But there should be no orders. This shouldn't even be a thing yet because no orders have been sent. If sent order, that's the order that we actually put together. If sent order is not null, then let's let the whole thing run. Oi! Okay. That's the closest we've come so far. No errors yet. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna put up, well, yeah, I guess I could. I'll let this run. And then I'm not going to let it run for the actual condition. I'm just going to force it to run just by saying that the condition is met. By the time we get down here, X take entry. So X take entry is here. So let's force X take entry. If it's a real bar, if get app info AI real time count equals 1. Then begin in X take entry verify. Okay, now the other reason why I probably won't take entry, I don't know. Well, we should be good on the M 237 47 89 F, and I don't know what my loss shouldn't be much of anything for the day, because I mean, you know, for this new trading day. Oh well, it's still registered at 5,770. Again, this is just because I've been fine-tuning algos. All right, so 5,000 studies and make sure that inputs allow for that. Max loss is 4,000. That's why it's not taking the trade, because we're already 5,000 to the downside. Let's go 10,000 to the downside. We big ballers. Okay, now we do have an error. Target order in a bracket can only be set to market or limit. What did I set it to? Bracket. Set the target or limit. Plus. Oh, stop limit. Limit. Doodaloo. Doodaloo. All right. Turn it on. All right, so put us into a position. Oh, Lord. Get out. Get out. Get out. What is it doing? Like it was putting us into a bunch of positions. Yeah, 43, right? Now, why would it be doing that, Eric, you say? I don't think we did a check when we did our take entry. Okay to trade. No, we did do a check. There is no positions on. Symbol in the account. Oh. Every time we take entry, we're checking trade. Account. What is it doing? Do we only put one bracket order on with the one statement? Yep. Once. Done account ID. Method. Checking it every time. Trade, set order. something is screwy here. Well, I know one thing. This stop offset needs to be a minus. I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's just putting multiple positions on. Close it. All right, I will do much better tomorrow, guys. I assure you I will do much better tomorrow. Usually I don't put this up here in a method like this, but I want to do something different, and I like methods. So there's no reason why this shouldn't work. That and that and that, then return true, else. It's something simple, but I feel like it has to do with the accounts providers. Yeah. I don't know. But I'll play with it and I'll get it figured out. This is trading on every tick. Like it doesn't even see this okay to trade. It does. It's coming back return true every time. Possible. You try the position. All right, let's try this. Get app info real-time calc. I want to see, instead of printing that, I want to see if positions provider dot try position of symbol and account. It's not and print. Then we're going to print found position. Oh, don't we just love debugging around here? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We're getting a bunch of order IDs printed. All right, so we found a position. Oh, well, I'm about to hop off here because there is something that's true, and it might fix just when I reset the computer. I'm not sure, but there's this thing that happens where when you put on too many orders, or you put them on at the wrong time or something, there's something that gets TradeStation confused, and then it doesn't know what to do, and so you can't really move forward. You get weird information like this, and this might have even been the cause of the weird information we got an hour ago. But you get weird information like this, and I know for a fact, because when you get to positions like this and you want to hit cancel all, you want to hit cancel this, or you want to close the position, you say yes, close it. Well, it doesn't close it. That means that there's something going on between your platform, your interface, and TradeStation with the orders. Now, one time, you saw how a bunch of orders went through like that. I guess it did it a lot, and for every tick and really quick. And I reached out to TradeStation, and they said, well, if you put on more than 1,000 orders in a day, then it'll kind of kick you out. It'll lock you out, and you have to call them and have it reset. So, I don't know how many orders I've put on today just messing with the platform, but I've been in and out of the office, so I don't know that I met that level of numbers of orders. So I'm not really sure what to say, but I do know that this is not working right. You can't drag the order and drop it and it do what it's supposed to. Can't drag the bottom one. Can't reverse, cancel, close. Can't do anything. So it's hung up right now. It's confused. So there's really nothing I can't move forward with debugging or trying to figure anything out until that's fixed. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish this on my time, and then I'm just gonna drop it in Discord, because again, all this this whole script is out here at this point. So I'm gonna drop it on Discord, and then if you guys are interested in trading it or running it as an algo, then feel free. But the plan is to, like I said, just have on there a trailing stop. It moves one time, so once you get like a tick or two above your entry price, it'll move your stop up to even, something like that. But these yellow dots would be the potential entries, and like I said, I didn't really make this for it to be a great indicator. I just made it to put something together, and it ended up being difficult enough to put together, but it was difficult enough to put together, but we got through it. All right, guys. Oh, I need to get some coffee. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to yawn in your face. But again, 2.5 hours of sleep, and then I went and did some work on a rental property, just take some trash off and stuff, and then I came back here to program. So we always burning the midnight oil. Not always, but we do often enough. All right, guys. I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace. Is that good? Can I do that? Can I do that? I don't know. I don't know. All right. I'm out.